licking a doorbell for 3 hours. What are we doing today? I'm glad you asked. What's up, guys? It's Pie-Man, and we're on Nearly News. I'm going to start this week by reading out a little transcript from a 911 call that came in a few weeks ago, okay? The operator asks, "Is the patient breathing?" To which the ringer replies, "Okay, please, I'm just ringing because my partner has cheated on me." This is what happens next. The operator says, "Right, listen to me. Is the patient breathing?" The caller says, "Hello?" The operator says, "Is the patient breathing?" The caller says, "Everything's okay. I want you ambulance to come to my house to go to do DNA test." The operator says, "Excuse me, why?" And the caller says, "Because my partner has cheated on me." The operator says, "Right, okay. This is an emergency service. We don't do DNA tests." She said, "Well, sir, listen to me. Listen to me. This is an emergency line. We don't deal with domestic cases and we don't do DNA tests, so I suggest you speak to somebody else." The caller says, "Which number? Can I get a number, please?" The operator says, "I've not got a number for DNA tests, I'm afraid." The caller says, "Thank you very much, bye." Your partner's just you found out your partner's cheated on you, so you want a DNA test. Who is the DNA test for? Do you want to do it on them? Do you want to do it on something that you found to see who they were cheating with? Do you want to do it on your children to see if your children are yours? There are a lot of possibilities here, and we don't know any more about it, and that makes me sad, guys, because there's an extra story there. If that person felt cheated, though, it's nothing on the poor woman who got the wrong prescription from her doctors. Oh, brother. She had an eye condition. Yeah. This woman needed treatment for an eye condition. She went to her GP to get medication. So, instead of being given Vite-A-Pause, which is a treatment for dry eye, which is what she had, she was given Vita-Ross, which is medication for erectile dysfunction. So, not a cure for dry eye. You would think, and I know that obviously the people who come up with the cure for dry eye are not the same people probably coming up with the cure for erectile dysfunction, but you would think, given medication is a fairly important thing to not mess up, that doctors would be aware of the similar names or something like that. Obviously, this is a problem because no one has ever had both, I guess. I mean, if I had erectile dysfunction, I would not have dry eyes. I'd be crying all the time. And if all of the people I've already spoken about didn't feel cheated, then you know who did. Poor criminals in Louisiana. Because in the town of Hanrahan in Louisiana, the mayor had to criticize the police a little bit for a slightly underhanded tactic. The police put out statements on their social media saying that a shipment of crystal meth, which contained the Zika virus, had been shipped in. They offered to anyone who wanted to bring down their crystal meth to the police station so that it could be tested for the Zika virus. Can you imagine being the person at the front desk in the police station if someone walked in like that, just a briefcase full of crystal meth, and go, "Right, test that for me, and then I'll be taking it back." But that's not the best crime news story going about right now, because police in California are searching for a man who was caught on CCTV licking a doorbell for 3 hours. Non-stop, this man, while in the middle of the night at like 1 a.m., when a family was asleep in their home, was caught licking their doorbell for 3 hours straight. No stopping. He then urinated in their garden and left.
Right. I don't know about you guys. Personally, I've never tasted a doorbell. I think maybe I'll have to give it a go. Apparently they taste great. What I want to know is, how did this guy know it was this doorbell that tasted this good? Good enough to lick for 3 hours. Like, that's some everlasting gobstopper type shit there.
I'm guessing, of course, that this man was on some extremely heavy drugs to be able to lick a doorbell for that long. Quite happy, it appears, in the footage. He appears pretty happy to be going for it. Really sticking his tongue in there. That's weird. Okay, let's move on.
In other news, however, in the Netherlands, the Dutch government have had to warn their citizens. A very important kind of thing that everyone should know, and it's good to just put it out there, get it out there, and make sure that everyone knows this. They have warned their citizens not to lie down on bombs.
Yes, apparently they've had to put this out following a man who found a bomb, as we all do from time to time, just lying on the ground in a field, I think, or somewhere, and he, for some reason, decided to jump onto the bomb. He said afterwards that it was because he didn't want it to explode and injure anyone else. He thought he could contain the blast radius. As far as the story says, however, he was alone in a field, and it was late at night. So I'm a little bit confused about that. But the horrifying thing is that then he was too afraid to move in case it did blow up once he was on it. So he called the emergency services on his phone and sat there until they arrived. 3 hours later, the bomb did not explode. However, he had to be taken to hospital to be treated for symptoms of hypothermia because he just lay down on this bomb for 3 hours in the middle of the night.
Our last couple of stories today are about old people, because they're magnificent, aren't they? Okay. This guy is fantastic. A 71-year-old French adventurer, which is a grand title even these days, has decided he is going on a transatlantic trip to the Caribbean. Isn't that great? Old people love to take cruises to the Caribbean, and this guy is no different, except, well, he's a little bit different. He's not going on a cruise so much as he is going on a nightmare journey. He's going to travel from France to the Caribbean in a big orange barrel.
That's right. There's no engine to this thing. Ocean currents are going to carry him from France to the Caribbean, and he's going to drop markers along the way to help oceanographers study currents in the Atlantic Ocean. That all seems great, but it's going to take 3 months to travel the 2,800 miles. I mean, why?
However, finally today, this is my favourite story of the week. It was a big week for Harold McDowell of New Jersey, because the wonderful news came in over Christmas that his wife had gotten the all clear from cancer, which is amazing. She'd beaten it. Over. Done. Cured. Solved. Great. But they decided then, the next day, the day after she got the all clear, to go have a little fun. Go have a little fun in Atlantic City. as we all do from time to time, right? They went to Atlantic City. They went to a casino, and he bet $5 on a game of poker, and he won $1 million. It was incredible. I absolutely love this pair, because apparently she was even more surprised than he was. She was playing at the table next to him. He had his back to her. He turned around after being gobsmacked, obviously, and just said to her, "I just won $1 million." And she said, "You're full of crap." Which is the reaction any of us would have. But that's so funny.
And that's all for this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have any other crazy stories, then I will chuck them into Thursday's episode, because I always film that at the last minute. But apart from that, please like, comment, and subscribe down below, guys. Till next time, I'm Pie Man. This has been Culture Shock and Early News, and I'll see you later.